That is my crazy roadside breakdown experience I had in Alausa, Ikeja, Lagos. So I was just driving, cruising in town, and I noticed my vehicle started swerving to the left-hand side of the road. I've experienced that before, and when that happens, I always tired. Just quickly pulled over to the side, and I noticed my wheel were already on the ground. Before I pulled over totally, I heard the sound you hear when your tire is totally out. So I just managed it and rolled it to the side of the road to attempt to change the tire. So I did the normal routine, brought out my wheel spanner, tried to slack it, my jack, set up the what was it called, the C caution behind me. Then there was a problem. It was to take out the nuts was so hard. I've never experienced this before. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but I've never experienced having to lose a wheel nut and it was this hard. So I tried everything possible. It wasn't losing. I tried and tried and tried. The first one loosed though after I stepped on it, but the rest couldn't lose. The remaining three couldn't lose, so I had to go get brake oil to pour on it. Probably to just lubricate the wheel nut and see if there'll be an improvement. Then the second one, just before the last one for me to take out, was a tough nut to crack. Like, if you're on this video, if you see the amount of energy I was exerting trying to take out that wheel nut, and I don't think I'm that lazy or I'm not fit, because I still do 50 push-ups almost every day. So this was where the wheel nut eventually cracked open. Yeah, so I had to jack the car up because I noticed maybe since I've rolled on the rim, it must have displaced a bit. So I jacked it up and I had to hit it, because after I put the fluid, it still didn't lose. So I had to hit it and jacked it up a bit, just a bit up, and hit it with my leg. Used my hand to shake it a bit, just to give it a bit of, like, that was my assumption. So I tried again. Finally, I was able to loosen the second wheel nut, which really made me so happy. Share your own experience if you've had a roadside breakdown that you had to deal with that was a bit difficult for you to handle. Because that's this same morning, because I eventually stayed there to the next day, because my spare tire, just before driving a couple of miles, my spare tire blew out, like totally shredded. I had to drive it on the wheel to a filling station, to stay off the road, because where I was in Alausa is where this tax force operates a lot. So sometimes they can just come and then tow cars they see on the road. So the next day, a man that was going to work on the island, his car also started misbehaving. I think it was electrical related, so he pulled over and he had to leave the car. So it can happen. Any driver can experience, roadside breakdown. So you can share your experience, how you dealt with it, as a driver or as a car owner. Let's just have fun in the comment section. So while I loosened the entire knot, which was 3 knots, I noticed the car was tilting backward, despite having a wedge in the back tire, behind to wedge it from doing that. So I noticed the where I was a slope towards the sea, and then the car just fell. I was like, God damn it! I hope this thing didn't damage my jack. So I noticed it's a slope. The car climbed on top of the wedge I used for the back. I was like, double work for me. So I had to come back, take my jack, roll it down. it was a very stressful night for me, So I had to, wind the jack all the way down, then started jacking it up again. And it's times like this I'm even glad I'm using a lighter vehicle like this Honda Civic. If this were to be a Mercedes Benz that I used previously, like years back for this hustle, it would have been very crazy. Like that. See, it fell again for the second time. That's why I knew I had to find a bigger wedge, something bigger to put at the other tire. At this time I had to take my clothes off, because I was already sweating profusely. So I had to do the same thing, take it down again, because I looked for a bigger stone to put at the second tire, so it will give it an extra cushion, and this is why you need to have some of these things in your vehicle, just in case. You never know it can happen. Something as simple as having a stone to wedge your car is very important. I've been in a situation where I had to find stone, as in go distance to get stone, So I was able to jack it up again, and this time around it didn't roll back.
Mentors don't tell me I go find work. They say by driving not go pay. I'm on a very long trip, all the way from Diamond Station, go to Edo, down to Diamond State, Igondo. Wow.